Hey everyone, and welcome back to Robbie's Backstage Bants. Today I am joined by the lovely Lucy Young.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good, and all the better for chatting to you. Now, we've got a lot to chat about today because you've done Bugsy Malone on the tour
Yeah.
last year. That was last year.
Yeah, it finished February this year. Yeah, so it kind of crossed over, but mostly last year, yeah.
Yeah, and then since then you've been in Newsies,
Yeah, yeah.
which is amazing, absolutely phenomenal. And if you haven't seen it, go and see it before it closes because I loved it. Um, Now, the first sort of question I've got for you today is mainly about training in a way. It is
hmm
how did you get to where you are today? What was the journey of that?
Yeah, so I grew up in Blackpool. So I started dancing at the age of 3, just at like a local dance school. I actually went and then cried so much my mum had to take me home. And then went back like 6 months, a year later or something. Yeah, I started I grew up in Blackpool dancing at Bob Jackson's Theatre Arts Centre. I danced there since I was about 16, and then I went to Bird College, trained there from 17, 3 years, and then come out into the world of audition, really. So, yeah, obviously along the way, did lots of workshops, lots of going to see shows, getting inspired and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, mainly was sort of just trained at a local dance school, and then went to Bird. Yeah,
amazing, amazing. How was your time at Bird?
I absolutely loved it. Yeah, it was really intense. I know, like obviously, I got out in 2019, which is obviously a year before COVID. So I feel really lucky to have had my full training experience.
Yeah, yeah,
I absolutely loved it. The teachers there are absolutely fantastic. Yeah, like in Blackpool, maybe like you just feel a little bit like, oh, what's life going to be? And then you go to one of these colleges and it's like full on what you love every single day
yeah.
from blooming 8:30 till 7 o'clock at night. Like you're literally just like hit with it. So it's so good.
Amazing, amazing. And then obviously after COVID, after all of that, you hit Bugsy. What was the audition process like for you with Bugsy?
It started off as a dance round, and then there was a cut there, and then you sang in that afternoon. And then I think the week later there was recalls for like bits of material, working with like different lines, harmonies. And then there was another cut there, and then another round, which was the final, and that was sort of a big full day of dancing, acting scenes, and harmonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember sort of they made us learn every harmony, and the outside the room it was just hilarious because you had all of these people like doing every single different harmony in all different ways, and I was literally, I think I was having a meltdown. I was thinking, I can't do this. It's all like everybody's singing, and I don't know what harmony I'm doing. Yeah,
No.
it was funny, but it was the audition process for that was really fun,
Yeah.
just like the show, really. Because you saw the show? Yeah.
I didn't even get to see it in the end.
Oh right. Yeah, it's just so slapstick and so like
Mm,
hilarious.
I've done
Um,
Bugsy.
yeah. So like the audition was just the same. Like yeah, really really fun.
Amazing. Now, obviously, you played a few characters in that. How
Yeah.
did you create and differentiate each one?
Um. So it was in the rehearsal process. We kind of like started. I kind of knew that I was going to be these characters, and then as they came to life, I'd like sort of while they were working on something else, I'd like take it away. And I remember there's a character called Looney Begonzi in that where I have the spray cans and I'm almost like like a little bit crazy. And Fran sent me away and was like, I want you to go and like almost like do your own language, like really understand what you're saying in this gibberish language. So I went away and made up my own language in this weird thing. So I was like, Babadagida meant I'm here. And then it was like I like made up this whole language that I'd like say on stage every night because it was just like it was literally called Looney. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like this really bad guy that was going to come and like get Dandy Dan. He did not get Dandy Dan at all. He got killed himself. So yeah, that was really fun. And yeah, like I was so lucky to play like boy characters and girl characters. Like it was so, like, I felt so lucky. Because I was sort of crossing over all the time. It was absolute mayhem. Like 14-second quick changes at times and all. Like it was just crazy.
But that's the magic.
Yeah.
The absolute magic of theatre with those quick changes. Did you have a favourite number to perform in Bugsy?
I'd say Bad Guys, you know, or Fat Sam's. Bad Guys is like just so camp. It's so great.
Yeah.
But then Fat Sam's is like really showgirly, and it was the only time in the show where I felt like I was, because that was the only time I was a showgirl. The rest of the time I was one of the lads, one of the gangsters. So yeah, I loved Fat Sam's as well. They were all the numbers were great. Like I literally find it hard to pick, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, let's hope that has a further life, to be honest, that show, because I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I hope it does. I really hope it does, because
it looked like a really great production.
It's so good.
Yeah, it looked amazing. Do you have any favorite memories from that tour?
Oh my gosh, I've got so many good memories from it. So many good memories. You mean there was so many times where, you know, touring around the country, you're absolutely knackered, and sort of the thought of going on for that boxing number is a bit like, oh, you know, like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get through this? But you pull together and you just all become closer because of it. Yeah, just every night getting to perform that show was just amazing. Like it was really fulfilling.
Amazing. Now, obviously, you went straight from that, really straight into Newsies. How was the rehearsals for Newsies? It's quite an intense show all round. So how were the rehearsals for this?
Yeah, so I actually got brought in late in this because somebody got injured and had to leave, unfortunately. And so I've worked with a few of the creative team before. So I came in and was working closely with the dance captain. He was like teaching me everything like the girls do, basically. And we literally did that in like 2 days, like 2 sessions, just like whacked it all in. And then I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a lot of time of me watching the show, like watching what the girls do, and then getting in the studio and myself and just like drilling it. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so like when I'm sort of like left on my own, I was just like drill, we can do this, come on. Yeah, and then kind of got on the stage quite quickly, which was the best thing, because that's when you, like, as a swing as well, that's when you learn the most, because you're in the space and you're sort of, you know, being like, you know who's around you, and you can be like, right, that person's there, I go over to this person, you know, you kind of can like knit it all together. So yeah, I know their rehearsal process was quite long and probably quite intense and everything. You mean what they do in the show is absolutely incredible. But yeah, so mine was really different because I was brought in later. But yeah, a lot of watching the video of the show and like literally like watching a certain person's track, knowing it down, like, you know, a lot of that as well. Yeah.
So being a swing, how do you manage all your tracks?
Funny enough, like luckily the dance captain's got the Stage Right app, which has got all the official maps on. And because I came in late, because I couldn't not jot them down in rehearsal, I kind of didn't started doing maps, and then I was like, this is useless because I need to get on the stage quicker. So I started just practicing each track, like with no one around in the studio, and just going over, and it's almost just in my head. And then if there's any questions that I need to ask myself, I'll go back to the video or go back to my notes that I've written down. So funny enough, like as a swing, I'm sort of going a lot off what's going on in my head. I have got notes, but a lot of the time I just go back to that video, that core video, and see what's going on there. Yeah.
Easy.
I
How
wish
many
it
have you
was,
covered?
but yeah.
How many have you done? Have you done many of your tracks?
I've done all of them. I think I've done them all. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
that
I've
is.
done, yeah, pretty much all of them, apart from half, which is Lily's Act One. I've not done. Haven't done Lily's Act One. But I've done all the rest and all the concoctions, because as soon as somebody sort of goes off, like, and you've got a few maybe that go off, there becomes like a cut. So
Yeah.
like you end up doing maybe a mashup of people's tracks, which is really fun.
Yeah, I can imagine that being quite fun. Lots of quick changes though.
Yeah, there's a few in the girls' first acts. There's a few quick changes, but luckily when you get into that Newsy costume, you don't have to get changed, so it's great.
This is true. This is true. It's a brilliant production. How did you feel sort of going into the UK premiere of Newsies, really?
I remember just being like, what? Like, oh my God, is this happening? Like I remember being so excited. Also I was like I came off tour on that Monday and I started on the Wednesday. So I was kind of a bit like, also felt a bit like, whoa, where am I going? What's going on? Like, it had like no clothes with me for weeks and weeks, because we did Liverpool like 2 weeks before ending the tour. So because that's near Blackpool, I like sent loads of my clothes home, thinking, right, I've got like 2 weeks left, so I can deal with these. Not expecting to then be in London for ages until I can get all my clothes back. So yeah, but oh my God, like I am still so excited. I still feel like it's really new that and every time, sometimes me and the girls go and watch Seize the Day from one of the VOMs or something, and we're always just like so inspired, so inspired.
It's absolutely phenomenal. I hope it gets a further life beyond July.
Yeah, me too. I really hope so.
I'd love for it to go on tour, but I'm really questioning how that would even be possible.
I actually don't know how. I don't think it would work. It wouldn't work.
It would have to be arena if they did.
Or that, or it would have to be like reworked completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seemed a shame, because it's just the way it is phenomenal. It's really, really nice.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what will happen with it? It's such a good production that I feel like it can't not do something else after this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
it seems like it's had a very, very short life, and it's got. What about the fan response it's had? Like,
I know, like absolutely crazy. Like, coming out of stage door, there's so many people like there, which is, it's amazing, and also like really weird for me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, hello, but it's so amazing. Like, so many people love it. Like, and come back.
yeah.
I think some people have watched it over 60 times. Like,
Where'd you get the money for that?
Well, who's got the money? But they must know the lines more than I do.
Well, there you go. If you ever need any
know.
extra swings, I'm assuming you've probably
come on then, another swing. There we go. Yeah.
Join the cast. But it's been amazing from all of the fan responses what I've seen on social media and things. You guys have got probably fans for life now. It seems to be the case.
Yeah, which is amazing. Yeah. I think like I'm really grateful to be in the show and be in this company, and this like almost like the magic that it's spreading is so nice. Like, so great to be part of.
Absolutely. And the Oliviers.
I know. I was like, I feel like I'm jumping on some I felt like I was like jumping on the bandwagon. I was like, I've just joined and now I'm like on the Oliviers with you. I was like, what is going on? I was like, what is going on? Like, that was amazing. Like, that day was amazing. I vlogged the whole day, put it on my TikTok, and like I was like videoing like the whole day. It's just so good. Like, it was so good. Like, just being in the changing room, like we were in the changing room with like the opening number and also Grease, and like just being like with all your other pals that are doing other shows and stuff, like
Yeah.
so amazing. Oh, it was so good.
And then, you know, the Royal Albert Hall itself is a beauty.
Oh,
So
incredible. And then winning the Olivier as well. Like,
yeah, you take full credit
moment,
for that, Olivier, as well.
We were like sat in the audience watching that moment, and the whole cast just was like like screaming.
That must have been a moment as a cast as well. Well, as a whole company.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine that was probably one of your highlights.
Yeah. 100%. Just being there, performing on that stage, like it was just incredible, like incredible. Yeah.
If you could perform a male track in the show, what would you choose to do?
Oh, so we've had this conversation quite a lot, like as girls, like just and a lot of them say that I'm an Elmer, but I'm like, I'd quite like to be Specs as well. Like I think it's really like I really like that. There's loads of characters I'd like to do. Like I'd love to do Henry and do like the tapping and all of that. I'd love to do all of that as well. Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, every single one's got like something I'd like. Oh, I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that.
I'd like to do that bit. Yeah. No, I bet. I mean, hey, if there's ever that much illness, you might be. Who knows? If we go back to those crazy times.
I'll learn to seize the day if you want me to.
I'll be in Anking, New York. Just let me in.
I'll do it.
Final night. Straight in there. Have you had any onstage mishaps in this one?
God, I've got to say, I had to think. You mean as a swing, sometimes not everything goes perfect anyway. But like on stage like proper mishaps, I don't think so.
Clockwork.
Well, actually the other day when I was doing Imi's track, you have to throw the papers into the bucket thing. And I literally just completely missed the bucket thing and was like, oh, it's like slid down this like parachute thing. Luckily it was nowhere near an audience member, but like my normal track, my swing track, I'm on the stairs, so I'm the first port of call for chucking the papers.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm literally like, if I don't catch this paper, it will hit an audience member. So I will need to catch this paper. I'm literally like, come on. So yeah, the pressure's on. But it's never happened, ever. So, you know.
Don't jinx it. We need to touch wood now, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly though, it's amazing. And I will beg anyone who hasn't seen it, go and see it. See, I don't think I'm going to get, I would like to have seen it again before it closes, but I don't think I'm going to get the chance, which is a shame. But yeah. I'm so glad that I have seen it. I've got a Newsies paper somewhere that got chopped at me. I do.
Oh, good. There's lots of them flying around and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, you guys must go through a lot of paper.
Yeah, they've got stacks of it backstage.
Wow. God, if you ever run out, that's going to be a problem. Can't have Newsies without the newspaper. Yeah. But aside from that, I think we've covered absolutely everything. So I want to thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No worries. No worries at all.
And I want to thank anyone for watching this episode. If you want to see more things like this, you can subscribe because I do this quite regularly. We've got a Newsies takeover this weekend.
Whoa!
But by the time this is out, it'll have happened anyway. So, yay! But no, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next episode.